Just to know that if we need to take the full 14 days to match up with the quarantine period for employees, that's available for us to do that.
School districts across Texas will now have the option to utilize virtual learning for up to 14 days if they have a confirmed COVID-19 case on campus. They also can move to 100% virtual learning if there is a staffing shortage. The TEA making these updates to their guidelines as school districts across Central Texas continue to close due to the virus. 25 News reporter Leah McNeil has more.
While this change is welcomed by Waco ISD, who's had 7 campus closures due to COVID-19 and staffing shortages, TSTA member and KEA President Rick Boulay says these guidelines are too little too late.
Of an acknowledgement of reality rather than a science-based decision. You notice that they didn't make that choice, they didn't make that guidance, they didn't issue it until school districts had to start doing it.
This change comes as school districts large and small are faced with coronavirus infections, leaving some operating with minimal employees. Here in Central Texas, Waco ISD's chief of staff says their district has already used the 14-day remote waiver before it was officially announced.
We've actually, in 2 cases, already taken advantage of the 14-day fully remote waiver, as TEA refers to it. It's great to know that it's a tool that's available to us. But I don't think it changes necessarily how we look at making that individual decision on whether or not to close the campus.
In-person learning has proven to be a challenge with teachers in and out of quarantine. So the option to move to 100% virtual learning is now on the table. The changing regulations have proven to be a challenge for teachers who've studied under Dr. SHELLEY Harris.
They have definitely expressed to me the impact of COVID as well as just the uncertainty.
Harris says the changing regulations has not only had an effect on students, but teachers too.
The desire to teach and to help students is there. But with this uncertain time, teachers, even veteran teachers, not really understanding what they can do, what they need to do in order to make sure that it's a successful year.
Though it's in addition to the already extensive list of requirements they have to follow. DeBeer says these guidelines give Waco ISD a little more wiggle room.
We want our families to understand how those decisions are being made. We're being as completely transparent about the numbers of staff members that are out when we need to make those decisions and what's changed to move from where we're in a place where we can operate a campus to where we need to switch to fully remote instructions.
DeBeer tells me all 7 Waco ISD schools that were closed due to COVID-19 are expected to reopen back after the Thanksgiving break on November 30th. In Killeen, Leah McNeil, 25 News.